Welcome to a new series of videos, this time covering everything you need to know from the human cells unit of the higher human biology. So the aim of this series is just to break the unit down into smaller, much more manageable chunks, breaking down each of the key areas into their main themes and practicing some past paper questions along the way. So we'll start with the first key area, cell division and differentiation, by just looking at that process of cell division itself. One of the first things that you'll come across when starting the human cells unit is the difference between two major types of cells, the somatic cells and the germline cells. So starting with the germline, these are your sex cells, the germline stem cells, which give rise to the sperm and the ova. Basically the ones that are involved in reproduction. So the germline are involved in reproduction, then your somatic cells are everything else. The ones that are not involved in the reproductive process, things like muscle, liver, skin cells, etc. So in terms of the actual types of division, you're not expected in the higher to go into any great detail about how this actually works. That was covered in the National 5 biology. Here what we're really interested in is what's happening to the chromosomes and how it applies to the two cell types that we just discussed. So the full chromosome complement, total number of chromosomes for the human is 46, and they're arranged into these 23 pairs. So you've got 2 of each chromosome, one from your mother, one from your father. So during cell division, we either want to conserve or keep a hold of the full chromosomal complement, or we want to half the number of chromosomes that we get in the daughter cells. So the two types of division are mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis, we're making 2 genetically identical daughter cells, so identical to each other as well as to the parental cell. This is about making exact copies, exact replicas. So we'll start with 46 chromosomes and we want to end with 46 chromosomes. Meiosis, on the other hand, is about creating genetically unique cells in order to do reproduction. So the main differences between the two is meiosis involves a second round of division. So the first cell division to separate the chromosomes, and then a second round of cell division to separate the chromatids. And this results in 4 genetically unique daughter cells, unique from each other as well as to the original. Do you want any more detail on the actual steps and processes, then do look up the National 5 biology, if that will help you give you the context and background for this part of the hire. What you now need to do is link different types of cell division to the types of cells and the chromosome number they contain. So we said the somatic cells are everything that's not involved in reproduction, so we need new versions of these cells during growth, during repair. Then what you want is the exact same as what you had previously. Somatic stem cells, they divide by mitosis only, and that creates more of these somatic cells. For the germline and the gametes, this is a little bit different. Okay, these are the cells that are involved in reproduction. We're going to make unique cells when you do this. So the germline, they can also divide by mitosis. If you just want to make more of these stem cells for later, then they can divide by mitosis. But it's only the germline that can do that second type of division, the meiosis. So Meiosis creates those unique cells. Ultimately, what you're going to do is half the number of chromosomes. So somatic cells, they would be described as diploids because they have the 23 pairs, two sets of chromosomes to make 46 in total, whereas the germline, they have 23 total, so half are haploids, so only one set of each of the chromosomes. So hopefully that's helped you break down that cell division into really need to know, get more familiar with the terms that are involved. So take a bit of time, let's test yourselves. So here is a past paper question. Now if you're just doing the unit by unit approach, then you will not have the multiple choice. It's still good to practice and make sure you have that knowledge. So in a developing embryo, tissues such as muscle and nerve are produced by A. Somatic cells dividing by meiosis. B. Germline cells dividing by meiosis. C. Somatic cells dividing by mitosis. Or D. Germline cells dividing by mitosis. Pause the video and test yourself on this question. So let's look at the correct answer. So things to think about when approaching this question. Just think about what type of cells have we got in our example. So here it tells you we're dealing with muscle and nerve. So muscle, nerve, not involved in reproduction, therefore we're talking about somatic cells. So we can rule out B and D because we're only dealing with somatic. So once we've established that they're somatic cells, the next thing is think, well, what type of reproduction do these cells partake in? So somatic cells are the ones that only do mitosis. So it has to be C. Somatic cells divide by mitosis. Let's try one of the restricted response questions. So this time you're asked to state the number of chromosomes in the nuclei of cells produced when germline stem cells divide by meiosis. Again, pause the video, have a think what your answer would be. The answer this time is 23. Germline, reproduction, meiosis, they create haploid cells, half the number of chromosomes, so it's 23 or one set, which would have been accepted as an alternate answer. So hope that you have got a better understanding of cell division. Do want to leave any comments in the box below, that's absolutely fine. And we'll see you on the next one.